It's kind of weird. There are two Dans in here. They're very similar looking individuals.
Dans in here.
I don't know how I find all my Dans. Shout out Dan LaRue, who's not here right now. Shout out Dan Hochstetler, also not here right now. Shout out Daniel No. Shout out Daniel Keene. Shout out Dan McKeeman. Who else? Shout out that guy Dan from my dorm.
Let's break the world record for however many Dans can be on one podcast. Good morning, evening, afternoon, whatever time it is by you. Welcome back to the Underqualified Knuckleheads podcast. I'm your co-host, as always, Mr. Daniel Keene. Alongside me, also as always, Mr. Andrew Newman. Andrew's got a special guest for us today, but first and foremost, how you doing today, Andrew?
I'm doing great. I woke up, and then my class was canceled, and my class before that was already canceled, so I just got up. I went and I had my one-on-one for being an RA, and then I went back to my room, was supposed to be productive and doing homework, didn't do it. So now we're here.
Okay.
Yeah, but last night had a special guest, and we have a special guest here tonight. Well, not last night. He spent the night in my dorm, and then this sounds weird now.
I followed the first time.
Yeah, my bad. Okay, friend from high school,
friend of the podcast.
Yes, friend of the podcast. Daniel Riecke in the booth with us. Again, this is stupid. All right, Daniel, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing fantastic, Andy. I appreciate the invite to be with you and Dan today. Love talking a little football, so I'm just happy to be here.
Yes.
Daniel Riecke is a Marion's D1. Right?
Yeah, Marion's
Division
D1.
I rugby player
there we go.
At the Marion University in.
Is it the?
Is it the?
We say the.
Oh,
I don't know if it
go.
is, but we say it.
Marion University in Indianapolis.
Indianapolis.
Yeah. I had the great pleasure to meet Mr. Riecke a couple months back when we went to the Lions-Colts preseason game.
It was a good time.
How did that end again, folks?
I don't want to talk about it.
I don't know,
We're gonna talk about
Sam Ellinger's starting now, so I'm just saying.
We're going to talk about preseason as much as we can.
No.
Don't really want to look at that Lions schedule right now. But when is the rugby season?
Yes.
Rugby season for us, so this is our first season in D1. We just concluded our season, so our first game was back at the very end of August, and we played for 10, 11 weeks in a row. Played some good competition this season. We played we played Purdue. Didn't get a chance to play IU at the end of the season.
Purdue, by the
way. We did beat Purdue. We beat Purdue by about 45, I think. So it was a good game for us. We ended up finishing 4-4, fourth in the conference. Missed the playoffs by a couple points. But first year in D1, relatively happy with it. We got a young team, a lot of sophomores like myself, so we'll be rolling with that.
Update.
ESPN update. It's
None.
a fantasy. No, it's Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Of course. God. Continue, Dan. Continue talking about Marion.
But yeah, season just ended this past week. Didn't end it how we wanted it to, but we're going to keep growing and keep grinding and see what we can do in the next couple of years.
Yes, very acceptable.
So before this, were they D2 or NAIA?
We were running with the D2 programs. Last year we got knocked out in the Super Regional, so that was basically the final, the Elite Eight per se last year. So we were able to move up to D1 this year and played relatively well, but we're going to definitely need to up our game if we want to keep competing in D1.
What's the difference like going from D1 to D2? Does it feel like a lot of a difference? And
there's a lot more foreign players in D1, guys that are coming to America to get an education, but also just are bringing that rugby knowledge from places like England, Italy, and a lot of New Zealanders as well. So we got some kids that are really good. They've been playing rugby since they were 3-4 years old that we've been playing against this season versus D2. It's just a lot more homegrown talent from America that's just not quite as talented, to be frank. But
yeah. Well, I mean, hey, rugby, I've gone to, 2 games this year for you now?
3. You've been to 3.
I think it was only at 2. I was at the first one and the last one.
Okay, so 2.
Yeah. And I've seen a bunch of Dans. I was at 1, I think, last year. And then high school, I went to a bunch. I'm understanding the game a little bit more, at least. But to be completely honest, if you're going in there cold turkey, very, very confusing. Like, I don't know what's going on.
You guys ever, no disrespect to your sport, but you guys ever get to a hotel room and it's like 9 or 10 o'clock at night and you just need to turn something on, you turn on ESPN and it's like cornhole?
Yeah.
So that's happened a couple times with rugby. So I've definitely watched a little bit of rugby. Very confusing, yeah, but it looks pretty wild if you ask me.
Yeah, 15 on 15, no pads. Every tackling is allowed, so it gets a little rough.
Have you seen Australian football?
I have, and I'm not sure I really completely understand it, but it's similar. I've heard
It's it's a mix between rugby and football, but the big thing is there's a lot more. I know in rugby it doesn't happen as much. There's not a lot of open play. It's more football oriented,
a little more structured.
Yeah, a little more football oriented when it comes to it, but it's still kind of like rugby esque. But they have no pads, and they get knocked.
Yeah,
interesting.
We'll link it in the show notes, but highlights of the biggest hits in Australian football and
Okay, I've seen that stuff. That is sick.
You thought Tua's hit was bad.
Oh no, God. No, but rugby. Honestly, if you have the opportunity to watch it on ESPN, the Ocho, I know that's not a real thing, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
If you have the opportunity to watch a rugby game, it is actually pretty exhilarating. The guys, the professional New Zealand players.
Yep.
Those guys are insane. Those guys do the haka before.
Yep. The All Blacks are very good.
Yes.
Very good team.
They're but
if you get a chance to watch those guys, you'll be amazed.
Yes.
So what's your team that you follow most rugby wise?
So the United States started Major League Rugby in 2016. So we've had a few teams that have been adding on the past few years. Rugby Atlanta, Rugby ATL. I went and watched one of their games 2 summers ago, and I have a buddy who actually trained with us this past year who now plays for them. So I've been kind of following along with them and trying to cheer them on during the Major League Rugby season here in America. But overall, we follow the USA Eagles. Our rugby programs have not climbed to the standard as a lot of the other nations have so far. So we watch a lot of defeats for them, but hopefully as more American talent starts coming up through the MLR, we'll be getting better in the next 10 years or so.
And I know that you guys have a lot of people, you alluded to it earlier, that are from overseas. So most of them are British, right? If I remember correctly?
Yeah, I think I have 4 or 5 British teammates that just came on this year, and we had a few before. So we've got a lot of British talent on our team specifically, but yeah, we definitely are able to take a lot from those guys just because it's for us, we've grown up playing football our whole lives, so we can teach them about football pretty easily, but they grew up playing rugby their whole lives, so they're able to add a lot to our team chemistry for sure.
So for you, how did rugby come into play? So you mentioned growing up playing football. Did you play football in high school and rugby, or how'd that come in?
Yeah, I played both. So I actually played my freshman year at Carroll High School in Fort Wayne in football.
Amen.
Where Andy and I graduated from.
Yes.
We are now.
I'm currently wearing Carroll football merch right now.
Andy is. I
Yes.
can.
Is that what you say? Developed here.
Developed. Yeah. I think that's more of a Zoover thing.
Well,
for whatever reason.
Zoover says it for a school that
for
must
Bryan,
not be named.
Bryan, Ohio.
It says it for the
what?
The weird college in Ohio.
The one we don't want to talk about. I don't. We're good with not talking about that anymore.
We don't talk about that.
How do you trademark the word "the"? I don't understand that.
It's not allowed.
Fine.
Fun fact:
I don't want it.
Every program calls themselves the insert their school,
but only the program can say that. So the words.
That's slightly true.
Well, I guess
they're gonna
legally. It's
they're gonna drop to the Wolverines. So I don't really care.
Yeah, whatever. Okay. Anyway, sure, fine. I will say I'm more of a Michigan fan than I am an Ohio State fan. Anyway. Sorry, I said it.
I'm
so sorry.
I'm so sorry. Bleep it out.
I'm sorry. I'm not going to say it.
Come on, Andy.
I'm sorry. Okay, anyway, back to this. Developed here, whatever. I'm actually wearing a Carroll football sweatshirt that I designed myself and then sold for a profit to my entire football team.
Look at you go.
Do you remember
Andy made some very cool swag that all the football players enjoyed wearing in and out of the halls.
Yes.
Go Andy.
I made money.
Can you make some knucklehead swag?
I could.
Do you think people would buy knucklehead swag? Legit
no,
question.
I would. You would?
Riecke would. I would. You would. My mom and dad probably
maybe
would.
My dad, maybe my mom. Maybe
decent
probably
amount
not
of
my
people
mom.
that one resident of mine that listens to. If you listen to last week's episode, I had a resident write me a note about how awesome one of the episodes was, and then asked us to debate what football team they should support. So that was a whole segment of the episode.
This is awesome.
That resident would probably buy one.
I try to keep saying the Colts, but we just ended up with go for the Jets and the Giants.
The Jets
and the Giants are looking good right now.
After last week, maybe not.
Oh, maybe not.
That they both lost.
They
both
lost.
Yeah.
I did happen.
Well, whatever. Anyway,
it happens.
Okay, back to it. So, Marion Rugby. How did you get to rugby? How did that all work out? I honestly don't even know this story very well.
Yeah, so I had a good friend in high school who played football with me, grade above me. His name is Wes Stevens. He's the captain of Purdue Rugby right now, and he watched me play football freshman year and was like, "Hey, I've got a bunch of us and some different guys I knew who are going to be playing rugby in the spring. So the way it works in high school, rugby's played in the spring instead of the fall." So he said, once football's over, if you want to start coming to practice with us, I think you'd really enjoy it. And I went out there, and all the guys were really kind to me. Coach was inviting, and overall, I just like hitting people without really having to give much of a crap about what was going to happen to him. So I was enjoying that.
Wow.
Wow.
And
That sounds like Drew Plitt, I think, a little bit.
Oh yeah, Drew. That is a Drew Plitt quote. I think he
Yes.
said, "I liked getting hit."
Yeah, I don't understand. He's a quarterback. Again, horrible thing to say as a quarterback. But whatever. Fine. Continue.
So we
as rugby player.
we started getting into those practices, and I just really enjoyed the sport and learned infinite things about it, considering I didn't know anything about it before, and continued to grow and continue to get better, and realized there were some college opportunities in and out of Indiana.
Indeed.
Got to senior year, finished football. Now, granted, those of you that are listening probably can't see me, but I am a 5'9" man and not exactly cut for college football build most of the time. So
Accurate. Yeah.
I
Stand up for the live real
you
quick.
wanna-
Yeah, stand up real quick.
Tall.
He's standing up for the live right
sorry,
now.
this is
Yes.
comparison.
Why are we doing this right?
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. There are two Dans in here. They're very similar looking
There are two
individuals.
Dans in here,
I
which
don't
is
know
awesome.
how I find all my Dans. Shout out Dan LaRue, who's not here right now. Shout out Dan Hochstetler, also not here right now. Shout out Daniel No. Shout out Daniel Keene. Shout out Dan McKeeman. Who else?
of
do I need to
Dans.
Shout
Lot of
out
Dans.
that guy Dan from my dorm.
Let's break the world record for however many Dans
Dans.
can be on one podcast.
Shout out my mom, Danielle.
I think
Your
that
mom's
counts.
name's Danielle. Oh,
Yeah.
my
I think
goodness.
that counts.
Yeah,
That counts, but also that explains a lot.
it does. Yeah,
Explains a lot.
I don't really get it.
It's
weird.
familiar. It's a familiar sounding name. You
Yes.
just like
Yeah.
you love your mom. You're attracted to people who have the same kind of name.
Yeah. Yep. Sure.
Not like attracted. Like attracted. I meant like friendship wise. You want.
I get it.
You
I
want
get
to
You
it.
just hear your mom's name a lot, and you're thinking about Dan.
Yeah.
Subconsciously,
Dan,
and then you
yeah.
meet Dan,
and you're like, I love Danielle, my
Dan,
mom.
this is
I
awesome.
love Dan. You know, it works
Dan,
out.
Yeah.
I think that makes sense.
That's better than how you made it sound.
Okay. Where were we? Where were
Yes,
we going?
anyway.
we were
rugby good.
Yes, rugby came around in spring ball for senior year. So this is 2021 spring, and I was doing very well. I was scoring a lot. I was leading the team as captain for the second year in a row, and I had Coach Harley out of Marion come and offer me a rugby scholarship to come and play down in Indy, and his aspiration was to play at the D1 level here in the next couple of years, and we're already there. So went ahead and took that offer, signed in the spring during the season, finished my senior year very well. We didn't make it very far in the state run, but personally had a lot of accolades, was MVP of the team, everything like that. So got into the summer, continued to train, went down last year. We had a pretty good freshman year, a lot of freshmen on our team. Went to South Carolina and Iowa and Michigan and played in all those states surrounding Indiana, and I'm loving it right now. College life is good.
And
Yes.
what position do you play?
I play hooker, so that is
Definitely gonna need to explain.
that
Yeah.
is so
We're just getting really risque on the podcast today.
Yeah.
I didn't mean it like that.
I know
It's kinda
you-
like I have no clue what
I
a
know.
hooker means.
So
Yeah, that's accurate.
If you've ever seen when all those rugby guys, like the big guys, come together and they like grab each other, and then it looks like they just kind of ram into each other as like giant human fists. I don't know if you've
Giant
seen
human
this.
fists. Okay.
It's like kind of a battering ram type of thing,
yeah, I know what you're
and
talking about.
they like do that, and then
What's-
the ball
what's-
goes
is
in,
it
right?
Like a skirmish?
It's a scrum, yes.
Scrum.
So
yes.
the ball goes in the middle, and you can kind of feed it towards your side a little bit. But I'm the guy who kicks it back to our side. So I like throw my leg out there, kick the ball back to our side, and then
So
we
you got
we
it while
go.
you're doing the pushing back and forth. You're
Correct.
trying to just scrape it with
Yes,
your foot.
and I will push and grab and then also kick. It all happens at once.
And then once you get it back, then the play goes.
Then we all just run away, and then we'll start tackling each other after that. But yes.
And then what position do you play in football?
In football, I played. I should have been
Yeah.
playing linebacker and DN,
Yeah.
but they switched me to center senior year, so I was just like the short guy in the middle.
It was.
But I was strong
something,
enough.
Yeah, it
I
worked.
got under people's pads because I was so short. So then I
Works
just
out.
kind of like stopped them, you know.
Essentially, we had no one to play O-line. Like,
Oh yeah.
we never do. We didn't have anyone to play O-line this year. We have
Yeah.
some D. We have some DN again playing
I feel like that's
O-line.
honestly. I feel like that's relatively normal in high school.
Yeah.
Like you have that one guy who's like
insane.
6'5", 250, 260, like a big guy.
You have
and
your
he-
Chris Hoods.
Yeah, and then everyone
Yes.
else is just like by comparison, like.
Yeah, I know exactly what
Like
you mean.
they happen to be
yeah.
playing a line. You're like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll plug this too. I was All-State in high school. for
There we
football.
go.
So you're gonna
There we
plug
go.
that.
All-State academic kicker.
Yeah.
Yep, same thing.
It was
Fun fact: I was also academic All-State senior year. So
I wasn't.
Dan's academic weapon.
academic weapon.
Academic. Okay.
It was definitely weird though. So like I did a co-op in high school. So my school was small. We didn't have a football team. I played soccer all 4 years. My senior year, we did a co-op with the local school, or like a school near us. Whitmore Lake High School is what it was.
Okay.
Shout out to Coach Boron and the boys.
Shout out.
But
Shout out.
I just I wanted to kick. My mom wouldn't let me play anything but kicker and punter. But I could kick the ball. I kicked ball far. Everyone was like, "What did you do?" And I was like, "I kicked ball far."
Very good.
But it was Thursdays, but I generally wasn't there because I basically split my time between soccer and football. But one of our walkthrough days, we had a grade discussion, and I went to a school where if you got below a B, you didn't receive credit for the class, so everyone's GPA looked great.
Wow.
I graduated with a 4.3, so my GPA was always good in high school. So at one point, Coach brought me and the only three other guys that co-opted from my high school up, and they were he was like, Jackson, what's your GPA? Nate, what's your GPA? Daniel, what's your GPA? And we're all really high GPAs. And then everyone had to do suicides because they had or I don't know, I think they call them up downs. The thing where you're jogging and then you do a push up
In place.
No, you're jogging and then coach
Jogging forward?
No, you're just in place and then
that's
you do
up
down
downs.
and
That's
do
up downs.
up
Yes.
down. Someone had to do up downs, but I didn't. And yeah, it was definitely a weird time. Oh, is it a Be Real time?
Oh,
I'm
is
not
it Be
going to
Real?
say it, but
Be
it
Real.
is Be Real.
Okay, no, we
Where's
got to
my
Be Real on the
phone?
podcast.
Oh, no.
Andy.
No.
Andy
just
Newman.
missed Be
Okay,
Real.
so
I don't know what to say
whatever.
about it.
Those out of the loop, Be Real is low key the coolest social media app I've got right now. It's called Be Real, and once a day.
Really? Is it Be Real? Is called Be Real?
Once a day, it sends you a notification and says it's time to be real, and you got 2 minutes, 2 minutes,
2 minutes.
to post a picture of what you're doing and a picture and a selfie.
Yeah.
And it's awesome because it's only that one time in a day, and if you post it late, you're late, and you're a loser like Mr. Newman right now.
This sucks.
Andy will be a loser today because he's not posting Be Real.
I'm so sorry.
Oh
but
no, I did it wrong.
Oh, whatever.
Dude, I historically retake them 4 or 5.
I like Be Real, but it's gotten to the point where I feel like it's kind of like Snapchat. It's just gotten to be Snapchat.
Andy, I'd have to thoroughly disagree. I think
No,
Be Real is awesome.
It's lost its novelty on me.
I do not.
You're just saying
don't
that
know.
because you're going to be late today, and
Yeah.
now you're ashamed.
Maybe.
Yep.
Maybe just
I don't
a
know.
tad.
I will say I don't like Snapchat. I used to Snapchat a lot, but I don't like it. It's just a weird mode of communication.
It is interesting.
Like,
I don't
'cause
like snapping people.
I don't like snapping people.
I don't.
I don't like. I got you can post stuff on your story and it's cool and everything. I don't like snapping people and having a conversation that way. I'm just like, dude, just text me.
I never
or
do
call
that.
me.
I
don't
never
care.
snap people.
I am the type of person that if you have to have a conversation or something needs to get done, call me. I know a lot of people don't
I know.
call.
It is easier.
It's easier.
It is. You know that I don't snap people. You know
Andy
that.
does not snap people. We do have what's the number at, Andy?
As
As we're saying, we don't snap people.
Yeah,
Me
okay,
and Andy
so
will flex our snap
I only do
streak.
one thing. I
Snap
send
streak?
streaks at the beginning of the morning, and then if anyone texts me, I text them. That's it.
1,321 days.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
I
think-
believe that's since I got Snapchat because you had it
Yeah.
before me, and as soon as I got it, we started a streak, and then it just
Wow!
stayed
Wow!
forever.
Wow! Wow! I
Yes.
think my longest was 400 or something. I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
know.
But
It's
then once
not
you
good.
lose it, you're like, I'm not trying.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm not trying
Exactly.
this again.
That's why me and Andy just gotta stick it out.
What were we talking about before that? Because we got a little distracted.
I don't know.
Your
Oh.
GPA.
You were
How
yeah.
big brain you were.
Yes.
So wasn't that
Or
big
are.
grade? I honestly went to a school where it was really easy to get good grades.
Very good.
And
No, it wasn't. It was very hard.
also
Yes.
shout out to Mama Keen. I love my mom so much, but she was like, if it's a B, it can be an A. If it's an A, it can be a better A. That's
Wow.
Thanks,
Wow.
Mom.
Hey, motivation.
Instilled a great work ethic. I get great grades now. I mean, Andy and I over here, Dean's List, academic weapons.
Yeah.
Former
Yeah.
former honors college.
Yeah. We both just dropped it. Maybe. Are you still in?
No, I just I'm not taking an honors. So you have to
Yeah.
take an honors class throughout college, and if I drop it, I drop 4. I think it was 4 or 5 classes out of my schedule, and I was like, I could graduate a semester early, or I could pick up a minor in something fun. If I can minor in scuba diving and only have to take 4
I
classes.
don't think there's a scuba diving minor.
Yes, there is.
There should be.
At Ball State University, there's a
You're
scuba
kidding
diving
me.
minor, or it's diving or something.
What?
Yeah,
Sounds awesome.
So, what if if I graduate, I could graduate a semester early, which is great, or I could sit my whole spring semester and just take scuba diving classes.
That
That is the answer.
That is the answer. That is the answer. Come on.
there's actually a scuba diving minor at Ball State.
Yes, there is. I'll look it up right now. So
And
we're
you
not
go to a
talk-
big school.
That is but we are in the middle of Indiana. Where in the world are we going to go scuba
Exactly
diving?
why you must learn to scuba dive.
scuba minor, Ball State University. The minor works well with archaeology, criminology, biology majors. It's going to work well
Archaeology.
with a journalism major, too. Prepare to work for resorts, cruise ships, or dive shops, among other career opportunities in deep diving through our minor in scuba. You'll learn the basics required to receive further training to become technical, specific, or rescue diver. What you will learn. Technical diving professional. Wait, what? You will a minor in scuba will prepare you for a career that requires diving for a month. Okay, I better get certified. So it's 18 credits, which means that's
What?
how many credits? That's five
That's-
classes.
No. Yes. That's
About, yeah.
No, that's
probably
6
It might be
classes.
6, but it could be 5 if a couple of them are more.
It's
Okay.
6.
Courses: open water scuba, advanced scuba diver, an internship in scuba. Oh, you got to get an internship in scuba. We'll figure it out.
One summer.
Well, one summer. Yeah, we'll figure. Yeah,
I don't understand that.
I could be like scuba journalist for the summer. I could figure that out.
Interview some fish.
Interview the merman. Find the merman. Find him. Find Aquaman.
Yes, I'll find.
Find Aquaman. Find Aquaman in the deep.
yeah.
Yes.
Um,
Shout out the boys.
shout out the boys. Oh, but like, is it a phone call? No, take the phone call. We take phone calls on this podcast.
Who is it? Oh, it's Adam Kelly.
Guys,
Put him on
Adam
speaker.
Kelly, tight end, Marion University. Here we go.
Yes. Why is Adam Kelly calling?
Yo, Adam, what's up, my boy?
Daniel Riecke.
Yo, what up?
Use good language.
You know who was in Humanities 210 this morning?
You can tell me, but you're on the podcast.
You're on the podcast right now, Adam. What's up?
Don't say any bad words. Go ahead with the conversation, though.
But yeah, Daniel Riecke was present today, and
Yeah, he was there. Hey, there we go.
Class that I missed for this podcast, guys.
There we go.
Thank you, Adam.
Adam
Thank
Kelly,
you, Adam.
everybody. Special guest.
Yes.
Special guest.
Adam, you're the goat.
Bye, Adam.
Adam, I'd love to continue this phone call, but I will call you after this podcast.
What are we doing? I don't even
appreciate you, brother.
Sports.
Love you.
Sports. Okay. Speaking of the word sports, you want to go into the NFL or no?
Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
NFL.
later.
I love the NFL.
To finish what I was saying.
Yeah, scuba.
10 minutes ago. No, before
Oh,
scuba.
well, the
GPA.
academic thing.
Yeah, so
Just-
basically at the end of the
God.
season, our football team had like a 3.5 GPA or something because we had all the kids from the co-ed like boosted
What is co-ed?
or not
Co-op.
co-ed, co-op.
That's where you do soccer and football. Right?
No, like where our school teamed with another school because our school didn't have football, so we co-opted with another school.
Okay.
Yeah,
Got it.
I don't think that's allowed in Indiana. I believe.
No,
so I don't
no,
think.
but-
so
but
if
I think
you're
you're
from
allowed to
Indiana,
if,
you might
like-
not know that.
I think there's a way to like circumvent it if like your school doesn't offer a sport. Like we had a bunch of kids swim for a swim team that wasn't our swim team. No, either way, at the end of the season they did like a state like it was on Zoom because of COVID, but
Right.
Yeah.
they did like a state presentation and like 5 of our players from Whitmore Lake football went academic all state and all 5 of them didn't even go to Whitmore Lake, so it was really funny.
Hey, there you go.
But
Hey.
it's so drawn out at this point that really swung and a miss there.
We talked about that for 15 minutes and then interluded scuba diving in there. and
Really,
Adam
Andy,
Kelly.
this is all just a build up to what we're about to talk about.
Yes.
Which is the NFL.
Well, actually, before that,
Oh yes, before that though.
I want to get into you being a ref a little bit. as
Oh,
well.
refereeing. This can
Yes.
apply to the NFL too.
We
Yeah,
also
so-
do RA stuff. We
Huh?
had a whole podcast.
What?
What?
What? Oh, yeah, we did talk
Daniel
about
Riecke's an RA.
We've got
Oh,
a
yeah.
fellow RA in the
Daniel
building here,
Riecke
guys.
is an RA.
Okay, well,
which
you want to go RA and then ref and then NFL?
ref, then RA, then NFL.
Ref
then we should
first.
sprinkle in some
Ref
World
first.
Series because that is
That's
going on.
true.
That is
okay,
very
we'll
relevant
do that.
right
All right.
now.
Oh,
So
boy.
Dan, you're an RA. Obviously, a little bit different than us here at Ball State with your things that you have to do and the benefits in which you get. Talk about your RA time. Enjoy.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
I've got a good friend on the track team down at Marion University named Nick Frank. He's actually one of the all-conference runners for the steeplechase for Marion University down there for NAIA, and he's a very good friend of mine. And he's an RA as well in the same building that I'm in, and we actually are a part of conjoining halls. So we have been keeping wraps on our freshman kids, as we
You
like
call
to call
them
them.
kids?
They are our sons.
Yes.
We take responsibility for them.
Yeah,
We
I don't
take care
call
of
my
them.
residents that.
To be fair, we have a lot less residents than you guys do because
How
of
many do you
our.
have?
I have about 17 right now,
Yeah.
Light work.
and I think
I
Nick
know.
has 15. So I have more than him, but we can keep tabs on our guys pretty easily. But yeah, it's been a great experience. Got hired on down there during the summer, and it's been good.
Yeah. No. I think you guys do not get free meals, correct?
Don't get free meals, just the housing. But then our stipend is more than yours.
It is.
Are we allowed to drop?
Are we
specific
allowed to drop
numbers?
specifics?
I don't know.
We can pass on that.
Let's
Yeah,
go
we
with.
can
Let's
pass
go
on
with
that.
no.
It is more than yours because I know your specifics and I also know mine. So I will just say it's
Let me
more.
know after.
Yeah. We'll
and I'll
talk
get
to
I'll
me
get
after, and then I'll bring it up. With,
I will say
yeah.
it's kind of funny that like you get more for a stipend, but you don't get a meal plan.
It's because our meal plan is like $3,500 at Marion for the year, and they want us to pay that instead.
Oh, that's not a lot. Our meal plan's a lot more.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Not
they get
a lot
unlimited.
more.
They get unlimited swipes.
Yeah. Oh my
too.
gosh.
Unlimited swipes is a thing.
We're gonna talk this. So at Ball State, so Andy and I get a full 21 meal plan, which means we get 21 swipes a week. So breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day. Except a breakfast swipe is $5.35, and you can't use it after 11 a.m. Which, by the way, I'm not out of bed until at least 11.
Yeah, I don't understand
Actually,
that.
sorry. I'm out of bed. I'm just like, I'm not leaving my dorm to go get food
Yes.
and then going back to my dorm. Like once I leave for class, I'm out for the day.
Yes.
So I don't get out and get moving in time. Like I'm writing and then I leave and yeah. So then after 11, you have 2 evening meal swipes. You can't use more than 2 in a night.
Yep.
You can't use more than 3 meal swipes in a day.
Yep.
And then your afternoon meal swipe is $9.
Yep.
And then everything is priced, except we don't have prices on anything.
No.
Like, you don't know how much anything. Like,
You just kind of have to guess.
like if you go to like Chick-fil-A or like if you go to like one of the eatery places, like they have like a price point for you. Like it's $6.75 for this kind of meal. But then like you go over to like the snack aisle, no prices. You're just like, you're guessing.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Sometimes I'll have like the person cashing me out. They go, "How much do you think this was?" And I was like,
$1.
$1.
They've asked me that before, and I'm like,
Hopefully
I have no
less.
idea. She's like, this is $2.50 now. I'm like, that's probably more than what it was, but sure.
I think it should be different. Like so, like at Marion, they just have unlimited meal swipes. So you swipe in, and you get as much food as you want, and you can go back. Can you go in and out?
I can.
You can go in and out, and you just eat. So here's my thing. No kid is gonna eat like more than like 2-3 servings of food in one sitting.
Correct.
So we had Neuer last year, which it wasn't unlimited swipes, but you swiped in and it was $9 and it was all you can eat.
Okay.
They got rid of that because
Admittedly, it did suck.
it wasn't great food.
No.
But honestly, I would eat Neuer every day than try to figure out this $9 meal swipe
So that's how it is at Marion. The food is not necessarily fantastic, but there's like
not bad.
you can't mess up pop or pizza or fruit.
Well, you can mess up pizza. You been to the Papa John's downstairs?
You might be able to mess up pizza.
Yeah, you can mess up pizza, trust me.
But no, I've had the pizza at
Your
Marion.
pizza's good, though.
The
Your
pizza at
pizza's
Marion
good.
was good. Like at the end of the day, it's college food. We're not expecting a lot.
No.
You know,
I just want some.
I just want something.
Yeah.
Like honestly, like if you give me a salad bar in every single dining hall, I will eat a lot of salad.
I know you will.
Salad and soup all day.
Soup and salad.
all day.
But yeah, so I'm not a big fan of the Ball State meal and dining or whatever. But Marion, obviously, a little bit nicer. But they only have one dining hall, right?
Just one.
You
And
only
then you have
one?
a Subway.
Our campus is small enough that it really is. It's okay. 'Cause
went-
it's kind of in the middle, but
I don't know. We only have 3, and our campus is almost 5 times the size of Marion.
Yeah,
that seems.
we have 4.
What's the
okay, you
fourth?
have 4.
Stew Center.
Oh, okay.
or
There.
Stew Center. Yeah.
Here's the deal. In the past week, I've probably eaten every time at the atrium and maybe once or twice at Woody.
Yeah, that's
And
pretty
it's-
much what I am with.
It's strictly because I live back over
Yeah.
in South neighborhood. I don't get North because North is
North
all
side,
the way
baby.
out.
North side.
Well, if you want to go to North, like all of the residence halls are over in North.
Yeah.
Like you don't have a class like right by like last year we had Ed High, which is our RA class. Did you have to take an RA class?
Negative.
Ugh.
Yeah, I know.
How early did you guys have to show up to school?
3 weeks.
Okay, that's about what we did.
yeah, we
did
were
you guys,
2, I
yeah.
think.
We
So-
did. You did like a bunch of training and stuff.
Indeed.
Yep.
Lots.
Did you guys get media training? We had a whole like presentation about like what we can and can't say, or like if you're
We
gonna.
did?
Well, you remember the one that
Nope.
it was in Botswan.
No, I don't.
I think you like could choose which one you were going to.
Yeah, I didn't go to that.
I went to it because they gave us free swag. I got like this nice little coffee mug because I got a question right. But like you're not allowed to like. So like I post TikToks about being an RA. You've probably seen them. They're awesome. And like after like in the caption, I do like a bracket and then I go for legal purposes. This is a joke because like apparently we have to say that. And
we
then.
really?
Yeah, and then like when it comes to like talking about pay,
Is there an expectation of confidentiality for
Yes.
all
Okay.
parts of being an RA?
So
Yes.
it's FERPA. You probably learned about FERPA. Yeah,
We've
so
had issues with FERPA on this podcast before.
not intentionally.
Yeah.
it's always
On
accidental. It's
yes,
always
It was
accidental.
accidental for
Yeah, well, because you never really think about it. You just think like,
No.
oh, this person.
Yes,
But
exactly.
we're pretty like you could say I have a resident who this, that, and the other thing.
Yeah.
Probably for like the more serious situation, like.
Yeah.
I've had to deal with serious stuff. I'm not going to talk about it.
Yeah.
But like the kid that knocked on my door and asked for toilet paper at 2:30 in the morning.
That
I'm
is the-
talking about him.
Yeah,
That
for
is
sure.
the dumbest thing. I've ever
or
heard.
So I was running super late today. Andy called me 2 different times because I'm going home.
See, I called you, didn't Snapchat you.
Didn't Snapchat me.
There you
Why
go.
would I answer a Snapchat?
Yeah.
But I had to pack to go home for the weekend, and then as I was like getting ready, and Resident was like, "Hey, I threw away my keys. How do I get them back?" And I was like, "When'd you throw them away?" And they were like, "A night or 2 ago." And I was like,
What?
not.
Wait,
Here at
hold
Ball
on.
State, we take out the trash, I assume. So
We take out our custodians. We have the best custodians in the world at Doherty. They take out the trash daily. So I was like,
What?
it was just their room keys. So I was like, here's a form to get a recore.
It's a bit of a
What?
fumble there.
Why would you? So did they just not know that they had thrown them? They had to.
I don't know. Well, I mean, maybe they leave their door unlocked.
I don't.
Surely they threw something else away and the key happened to be in it. That's probably.
Yeah, but
Probably.
still. Okay, whatever. Anyway,
Are we on to referee?
Sorry,
we
yeah,
can.
I'm talking a lot.
we can. But also before that, Dan. So you're going home this weekend. Why's that?
My sister is playing in the
That's not
Michigan Independent Athletic Conference Championship.
Oh, that's
Okay, that's pretty awesome.
Okay, that's
Semifinals
awesome.
are
Never mind.
tonight.
I didn't know about that.
Finals are
So
tomorrow.
we're really hoping semis go well.
Oh, the semis are going to go great. Teresa plays for Calvin Volleyball. Shout out T. It is her senior year though, so this is probably, unless like nationals is somewhere nearby and I drive again, like I went to St. Louis a couple days ago. Couple days.
Last year. That's a little bit more than a
last year
couple
I went
days.
to
Yeah.
I went to St. Louis because they
Couple
went to the
hundred.
national championship and like you gotta go.
Definitely.
But this will probably like unless the champion like the national tournament is close to me. This is probably the last time I'm gonna watch her play, which is awesome.
Sad.
Sad, but
Yeah.
you know I'm really glad I at least get to watch her play once. My parents have been like following her all over. Like they went to Brooklyn my mom's birthday weekend because they were playing a tournament in New York, and my mom and dad just made like a trip out of it. I was like, because I was gonna go home for my mom's birthday, and I was like, hey, I'm thinking about coming home. She goes, don't. I'm gonna be in New York, and I was like,
Oh,
great.
but speaking of birthday, I do believe there's another reason in which you're going back to Detroit, not Detroit, Detroit area, kind of. Where
Brighton is a suburb of Detroit, but
Yeah.
like I don't really like when
Detroit
people ask
area.
where I'm from. I say Ann Arbor. I say I'm 20 minutes north of Ann Arbor. Cause
How far away are you from Detroit?
like I think it's like 40 minutes an hour.
That's not bad.
It's
Okay.
it's like Muncie pretty much compared to Indy.
Oh, okay.
Except yeah, that's a pretty good one.
That's a good comparison. Anyway, why are you going back to the place in which you live?
Saturday's my birthday.
Yes!
There we go.
Happy
That's what I wanted.
birthday.
Yes, there we go. You're
Yes.
going to be 20 years old.
20 years
Wow.
old.
So you're
Big
younger
2-0.
than me, Dan.
Congratulations on you being another year older. Good for you. But let's get into some Dan reffing. Other Dan. Dan 2, Dan 1. Dan, the one that's not normally on the podcast. Let's go with Riecke. I'm going to call him Riecke. Dan,
Riki Tiki.
Why you take-
Does
why you
anyone
filming
call you
me?
Riki Tiki? Can we call you Riki?
You can totally call me that.
Riki Tiki.
people also call him Himmy
Himmy?
or Timmy. Himmy.
I'm
Timmy-
confused.
Timmy.
What is
Himmy?
Oh, Timmy Thick. It was his name in high school.
Timmy
and middle
Thick?
Yes.
Okay.
For reasons in which I probably shouldn't say.
Next
but you
nickname?
can think about it. And then he also was just goated at rugby, so I called him Himmy Thick. So
Why
Thank you,
Himmy?
Andy.
because my pronouns
him.
are he, not him, because I'll never be him.
Oh.
and then
yeah.
he's him.
He is him.
He is him. Anyway,
him.
so Dan,
All right.
you've always had a love for refereeing.
Indeed.
Yes. No, I do believe that came from your grandfather, at least a little bit.
Yes.
Or-
So
yeah. Talk
my-
to me about reffing.
my mom's dad, Grandpa Hinkle to me, but we called him Papa, passed
Yep.
away the last day of high school, senior year. So he was able to see me ref some flag football.
Yes.
But then this past year, I got certified in IHSAA football. And so I'm very proud to be able to be doing that. He did that his entire life up until he was medically unable to do so. And I've been loving it. And I'm going to get certified for basketball here pretty soon and do basketball in Indiana as well.
Awesome. Hinkle?
Hinkle.
That is a goated last name.
it is.
Out of
That's like-
Seymour High School.
That is-
Papa was goated.
That is like Newman's a good last name actually.
Yeah, thank you.
Riki's not bad.
So's Keen.
Eh,
Keen's great.
I like Keen, except I would maybe throw another E in there because everyone pronounces it Ken. Like
Keen.
Andy for the first semester.
That would get annoying.
Yeah, Andy and I's like meet cute story is that we had a class together, and first day of class, Mans walks in, Colts hat, Colts hoodie,
Yeah.
Colts pants,
Yeah.
Colts shoes.
Yeah.
And I go, "What? You got Colts underwear on?" He goes, "Yup."
That was the rumor that day.
That was
Yeah.
the rumor that
I think
day.
I confirmed it.
Yeah.
I don't think he actually had Colts. Do you?
I did, yeah.
You own Colts underwear?
2 pair.
I thought he was joking.
2 pair.
So yeah, everything the guy was wearing was Colts gear.
Yeah.
And then it was a weird class. Like I wasn't the biggest fan of that class. It was a writing class and like it's whatever. But
yes, Steve was cool.
We
Yes.
basically talked sports the whole time.
That is accurate. But anyway, you want to talk sports now? It's been 30 minutes. Let's get into it.
No, I was going to bounce off the referee thing.
referee.
I'm actually still certified to referee soccer in the state of Michigan.
Hey.
United States Soccer Federation referee.
Okay.
It sucks. I used to really like it. Now I really don't. But it pays well.
It does.
I ref at flag football for C3 Sports. I get paid hot dogs. So
I'd do that.
yeah, it was great. No, I get free hot dogs and free popcorn. I'll
Low
take
key
it.
though, hamburgers are better.
But they didn't have hamburgers, so they had hot dogs.
I mean,
so.
you take what you can get.
You
when
take
it's
what
free.
you can get. Yeah,
That's true. That is accurate.
Okay, real quick, we'll bounce to college football before we
Okay.
talk NFL.
Fine. You
Oh
take
boy.
over.
Oh boy.
Whatever.
College football.
Top 5 AP poll.
Finally came out. It
Well,
did.
no, it's been out for a while.
Oh no! Oh, I thought you were talking about the CFP. My
Andy's
bad.
talking about
Oh, yeah,
CFP.
the-
Andy's getting hyped for that
Yes.
Final Four selection already.
I'm very excited because
Okay.
my third favorite college team is number 1 right now.
Andy does cheer for Tennessee.
I do have a Tennessee sweatshirt. Rocky Top, you always be home sweet home to me. Good old Rocky Top.
Have
Rocky
you
Top,
been?
Tennessee? Huh?
Have you been?
I've been on the field. Yes.
I have also been on the field. Good
Very
for you.
me
awesome.
too.
Yeah.
Neyland Stadium's like it's a decrepit like old stadium.
Oh, yeah, it's
but
not great.
It's pretty dope. Shout
awesome.
out Johnny Sparks, director of the School of Journalism. Also goated last name.
Sparks is
Johnny
sick.
Sparks.
Yeah.
Can't remember what his middle name was. It was kind of funny though. It was like real Tennessee name.
Johnny Electric Sparks.
No, it was like
That'd be cool though.
Johnny Peyton Sparks.
no, I totally put it when he gave me his phone
Johnny
number.
Chattanooga Sparks.
No, I totally put it in his.
Johnny something Sparks. Oh, what else is Johnny Elvis Sparks?
Keep guessing. This is fun.
Johnny Knoxville Sparks.
Keep going.
Johnny
Rocky Top.
Rocky Top Sparks. Johnny Music Sparks. Johnny.
Verbal. Name's Verbal. That's
What?
a real Tennessee
Wow,
middle name.
that's a name.
Yeah. Either way,
Okay.
huge Tennessee fan.
Cool.
Awesome person to know.
Anyway, what are we talking about? What do you mean? Talk about the CFP? Is that what we're
Yes,
going
but
for?
I want you to tell me what your rankings were before you saw the rankings. If
Oh,
that makes
before.
sense.
Okay, before the CFP came out with it.
Yeah.
I'd have probably gone Georgia 1, Tennessee 2, give me Ohio State 3, and then I'd probably go Clemson 4 or Michigan. Either one of those are kind of just interchangeable to me.
I feel like you have to keep the respect on Tennessee's name for beating Alabama just because Georgia hasn't really. I mean, okay, Georgia beat down on Oregon week 1, and since then they've been
Not great, yeah.
not as impressive as they were last
not
year
as
anyway.
Impressive. There we go.
And so I feel like Tennessee with that win against Alabama, being undefeated in the SEC, you'd have to keep them at 1. And then I'd put Georgia 2, personally. I'd put Georgia right behind them. And then I'd probably go Ohio State 3. I don't know. I just feel like
this
I have to
Michigan
put Ohio
hate.
State 3 just because I don't feel like Notre Dame's actually that bad. I don't know.
Notre Dame is
Notre
actually
Dame's
not bad,
unranked.
I think, so
We are unranked.
Yeah, they're not great.
good.
And then number 4, I guess, who? I mean, I could
It's
put.
either Clemson or Michigan.
I'll put Michigan just because I feel like the ACC is a fraud right now.
Thank you.
Go Michigan at 4.
Thank you. Thank you.
So that, what is that?
Michigan-
2 SEC, 2 Big
Michigan's
10?
had. I said this before. I said in their non-conference schedule, Michigan like they put up some high school teams. Like they wanted to play some high school teams.
Yeah, you guys played no one.
We played. I think it was Colorado State,
Yeah.
Hawaii.
Hawaii.
Yes.
And there's one other one.
There's whatever. Yeah.
Hawaii was good like once, like 10 years ago.
So essentially, you're gonna state your gripe with the CFP for not putting
No.
Michigan in the top
The
five.
non-conference games, I stand by it. Michigan should have picked better teams to
Yeah.
to really grind against. But Michigan Michigan State, yes, is not the team that we thought they were going to be coming into the year, but they're still a good football program.
Yeah.
Good football team. There were people who had them ranked above Michigan coming into this season. Michigan beat Penn State, a good Penn State team. Michigan beat Penn State handedly,
Yeah.
comfortably, much more comfortably than Ohio State. And come a couple weeks' time here, Michigan's going to be all over the Buckeyes.
Ooh, I don't know.
So,
give me Marvin Harrison Jr. with a blowout in that one.
I have
Harrison
Tennessee
Jr. is very
1,
good.
Okay.
Georgia 2,
Okay.
Michigan 3,
Okay.
Ohio State 4, Clemson 5, Alabama 6.
I don't think Michigan's at 3.
I
That's
do.
the issue.
I do.
You really think that they're better than Ohio State? Like,
Right, yes. I mean, there's a back pocket full of bias coming in.
Oh, yeah,
but
of course.
Yes, I do believe it.
of course, but I think, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's a horrible ranking. I just think as of right now, I think the CFP got it absolutely right. I don't know. Maybe I guess I was trying to not be biased against Tennessee, but Tennessee might honestly have the number 1 seed.
Is it possible that the CFP is considering the extreme loss that Michigan had last year when getting in and putting them outside the top 4? Do you think that's a possibility?
That is possible.
Well, anybody playing that Georgia team last year was going to get
But
Except
just
for
the
team
amount
that
of
they
just,
beat,
I mean,
Alabama put them pretty close. So
not really that close.
it wasn't that. It was closer than Michigan.
are we talking about the national championship game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, by
I
the
was
way,
in the building.
Yes.
Yes,
It was
you were.
great. It was awesome experience, but that game was very close in my opinion. Being there, watch the whole thing, I thought it was close all the way through. But
Yes. I don't think we should probably say how Dan got in the building over the airwaves.
I bought a very expensive ticket.
Yes, he did, and he walked in under legal circumstances, and then got his ticket scanned and walked in,
Lucas
sat
Oil,
down in
I
his
love
seat
you.
in which he purchased.
Yes, sir, he did. But I don't know. I think yes, but also Michigan's good. They're
Yeah.
going to be good.
We'll see in this next couple weeks.
We'll see
here.
in this next couple
Yeah,
weeks.
these next 2-3 weeks are going to be big.
The next couple weeks for my Detroit Lions, less than big, but whatever.
Bad.
Riecke, you're a Colts fan, right?
Yes.
So, Andy, say nothing.
Okay.
I'll say nothing. I want like 30 seconds to a minute of the state of the franchise right now.
Go ahead, Dan.
So overall, a lot of my disappointment lies with Frank Reich. We brought him in hopes that he would be able to kind of ignite a good offensive scheme with some of the players that we had, and he's not been impressive. And he admitted this week after the Colts fired their offensive coordinator that a lot of the offense falls on him. And so he's basically just saying, I'm not doing my job well right now, and I don't really know how to fix it. Clearly, because we lost to the Commanders this past week, 17-16 at home, with JT playing for most of that game, and then immediately traded our other good running back, Naeem Hines, later this week. So overall, I'm disappointed with the fact that we haven't made major moves to move up in the draft to draft a quarterback, especially this past year. I thought we would have moved up, traded some picks, moved around some guys to get up there and draft one of these young guys that could maybe help our franchise out here in the next coming years. But overall, I'm not sad to see Sam Ehlinger at the starting position. I think he's got a lot of athletic ability, leadership qualities from leading a big program at Texas and finishing with a big bowl game win there.
We're back.
Yeah, supposedly they were back, but that didn't really happen. And so I think he can do good things for us. I just really am disappointed with this season. Felt like Matt Ryan was going to have a good year. Started fumbling the game away every day.
So if Indy tanks, what's your thoughts?
We're not
on that?
tanking.
We will not tank because our pride is too high, in my opinion. Also, I feel like our defense is too good to tank. We've got too many good players on defense between Buckner, Gilmore, Leonard, even Stewart right now. They're all playing really well. I feel like we can't really
Kenny Moore's
tank.
been disappointing.
Kenny Moore has been better this year than he was last year, to be fair.
What?
In my opinion, Kenny Moore played horrible last year. He sold the game against the Raiders so hard against Renfrew.
Okay, that was bad. Yeah, but I think he played. I don't know.
This year's been all right.
I thought he's been playing a lot worse than last year, but to each his own.
All in all, we should be winning the AFC South year in, year out, and we
we're
haven't
not.
been.
Yeah,
That is fair.
Yeah. the Titans are somehow.
Titans are bad. Well, yeah. Well, the Lions,
Are a team that exists in the NFL.
what can you do?
You guys blew that game versus Miami. I thought you had it. I was like, all right, cool, Lions back. No.
You also almost beat the Eagles. Good job.
They
Yeah.
came out so well. That's the thing. I feel like this team is just short. Just short, and I don't think
so close.
I don't think it's player personnel. I think it's staff. I think
You really think that it's the man, the myth, the legend, the GOAT, I forget his name, Dan Campbell, Motor City Dan Campbell?
I don't think it's Dan Campbell.
Yeah, okay, good, because he's awesome.
I think it's Aaron Glenn is just
Seems fair.
Okay.
giving away this defense.
Okay.
It is too easy for teams to score on this defense.
Well, clearly.
Our offense is good. You watched that first quarter.
Not awful.
They are good.
They're not awful.
They're yeah, honestly, here's the deal though. Everyone's like, the Lions are going to get the number 1, number 2 pick. They should take Stroud or Bryce Young. If they take a quarterback, it should be Bryce Young.
Yeah.
But I am not uncomfortable with Jared Goff right now.
Really?
Next year, I think there are other. I think we need to address. We need to get another big powerhouse player on defense. Hutchinson is going to be coming into his second year.
What's his first name?
Aiden.
Good.
One time I said Andrew on accident. It's because I sit with Andrew and I just can't get him out of my head.
Sorry.
I think we need to bring in another big player on that defensive front. I think our defensive schemes coming from that coaching staff are just too predictable. They're too easy for a team to beat. On offense, DeAndre Swift, Jamal Williams, Amon-Ra St. Brown. We're going to get another first-round wide receiver coming in. We have DJ Chark, Josh Reynolds, and Goff is, like, playing well. He's not playing bad. He's playing well.
As Kyle Smedley says, the goofball.
Jared Goof. He's playing well. So... We'll see.
I mean, no.
I wish you luck.
Huh?
I wish the Lions luck.
Honestly, but we knew when you hire Dan Campbell, when you hire an unproven coach like that, you're giving him the keys to the city. You're letting and the Lions have 5 picks in the first 65 picks next year.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's a mic malfunction. Sorry, Ricky's mic.
It's all good.
Ricky's mic just
Did I
popped
just
in.
hear a plane fly by our
I think
booth?
this will work.
I don't know, maybe.
Is that a plane?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I did not hear a plane.
I heard a plane. Maybe
What
I'm crazy.
is going on?
I don't know. Anyway, continue with the Lions being sad.
What was I saying?
I don't know. Is that Motor City Dan Campbell?
You gave him the keys to the city. You're expecting a long-term project. 5 picks in the first 65 next year. We're not okay. I am upset about this Hawk thing. The Lions traded T.J. Hawkinson.
I was going to ask.
I would have wanted a little bit more, maybe
Yeah.
even a player with it, but
Yeah.
it's fine. Whatever. I
think-
don't care. But
Are you really going to get a better player than T.J. Hawkinson with either of those picks? No.
But
Accurate.
next year they were due to pay the guy. He was about to get
Yeah.
paid, and he was going to want money. And honestly,
You should have paid him.
I
You probably should have paid him.
probably should have paid him.
Yeah.
But now, let's say we're bringing in a big free agent quarterback, maybe from Baltimore. We have that money. Maybe we have that money.
Yeah. That's the
So,
same. That's the
No
same thing
chance Lamar Jackson suits up for Detroit.
No.
A lot of players want to play for Dan Campbell.
No, okay, this is the exact same insanity that I thought that Aaron Rodgers would get covered to the Colts. Really? You legitimately think
I have
Lamar
hope,
Jackson
Andrew.
This is
is
similar.
I have
This
hope.
is similar.
Either way,
as much
they have
great.
They have a lot of money to spend next year. They have a lot of draft picks next year. I think if we come the end of next season and we're still a losing franchise,
Campbell.
Dan Campbell can be shown the door.
Yeah.
But I have faith that there is something going in Detroit. And we'll see. I don't think the Colts play this week, right? They
Yeah,
play,
we play the Patriots.
We're gonna play as a PP.
Yes.
Yeah, and
The legend. out
Detroit
of
plays
Western
Green Bay.
Michigan, or Kentucky.
I
Wait,
might.
is he from where? Is it
Eastern
Zappe?
Kentucky, Western Kentucky. Which
I don't
one
know.
is it?
I thought he was from a Mac.
Billy
schools.
Zappe, Western Kentucky.
Western.
Zape? Did you call him
Zapp,
Zape?
Zappy.
It's Zap, I believe.
It's Zappy.
Western Kentucky. I know he's
Okay.
from Western
It
Kentucky.
says PP though, so I assume
Literally,
it's a
it looks like a different font of Mac Jones.
Yeah, no.
PP. That's actually
yeah.
facts.
If you write Mac Jones in a different font, it's like it's like when I'm like 13% sure I mentioned this last week.
13%.
13 exactly.
Okay.
Like when the Giants drafted Daniel Jones and he was practicing next to Eli Manning.
Oh,
like,
it was
they're
just the same?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Speaking of things that we talked about, you know that I really wish I would have sold those Russell Wilson rookie cards. I
You
just
think he's going to be in the Hall of Fame?
I think he might be in the Hall of Fame. What do you think? Do you think he's similar to Warren Moon? I don't know.
Has he won an MVP?
I don't know. Let's look it up. We said the exact same thing twice on our previous
Well,
podcast.
not we.
Yeah.
Andy.
Me, yeah. it
And
was
then I'm
just
like,
me.
wait, hold up, man.
Yeah.
Coming into this week, we'll do. We're a little short on time. I got to get on the road, and
That's
I think
true.
Ricky does too.
Breaking news: Jonathan Taylor officially ruled out this weekend against the Patriots. He will not play for the Indianapolis Colts.
Well,
I won't be watching the Colts game.
won't be
I will
watching it at all?
Yeah, I'll be
Oh,
watching.
interesting.
This sucks. Okay, whatever.
well, Lions play Green Bay in Detroit, and you know,
You could win. The Packers suck. You could win.
I might pick up a ticket. We'll see.
Let's end it on a hopeful note.
I might pick up a ticket though.
I think
Oh,
you should
hey, you
go.
might actually go.
It's at Ford
Hey.
Field.
There
should
you
go.
go.
You guys want to hear a fun fact?
What?
I've been to more games in Lucas Oil Stadium than I have been at Ford Field.
That's crazy.
It's 2-1.
What? Oh,
I've
yeah,
been to
okay.
two Colts games
Yeah.
and one Lions game.
Were the
That's
Lions at
crazy.
both times, Lucas Oil, or no?
No,
Just the one.
The other one was
first
the Jets.
One was
Colts
Jets.
game.
It was
Yeah.
Jets on Thursday night. It was Danny Pinter's touchdown game.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
And then it was preseason. But then I can't remember. I was so young when I went to that Lions game. I don't even remember who they played. So I got to get back at Ford Field. Ford Field's a good stadium, but it's like a different font of Lucas Oil. I made that analogy today, but it basically copied it off.
Lucas Oil is better though.
Yeah.
to be
Lucas
fair.
Oil's better. You have to admit that. Come on.
It is. It's a nice stadium.
As a miracle of man-made housing,
Okay.
Yeah,
and
sure.
if Ball
It's the house that Peyton
Well,
built.
if Ball
Yes, the house
it
that
is the
Peyton
house.
built. Thank you. Yes, that's what I was trying to find something.
And Jim likes to keep shut. No roof open.
No, he had
you
it
guys-
open. He had it open when we were there.
It was
Yeah.
open. It was
Do
cool.
you
nice.
like the roof open or closed?
If it's warm enough, it's awesome.
Yeah, if it's
But-
cold, if it's kind of like halfway in between, just close it.
1 o'clock games, that weird sunlight hits that other sideline, and if we aren't going the right direction in the first quarter,
It's bad.
it does suck.
Yeah.
Noted.
Yes, it's definitely. I don't care really either way. I just don't want to be cold.
Well, if Ball State football goes to the MAC championship is at Ford Field in Detroit.
Hey,
Um,
there we go.
I will go, and
We'll be there.
Me and a bunch. I already told my mom. I was like, if Ball State football goes to the MAC championship, I'm covering it. But also, like, me and like a bunch of reporters are just gonna crash at the house.
Sounds lit.
So to kind of wrap it up, we're only
Yes.
gonna do our two teams: Green Bay versus Detroit. What's your guys' score prediction?
Ooh, give me. You know what? Screw it. Give me Detroit 27-24.
That's what I like to hear.
Detroit 24-19.
Okay.
I like Detroit 27-20.
With that, the Packers will win. Okay.
No. Yeah, probably. Well, I want a birthday win. Dan Campbell, you hear me?
Please.
From
Dan
one
to Dan,
From a
come
Dan
on.
to a Dan to a Dan.
We're talking about Dan's.
I need a birthday win, bro.
Yes.
I need a birthday win.
Get us right. Get us right, Dan.
Indianapolis, New England.
Colts will be losing this game. Give me the Patriots 28, Colts.
A little more faith.
14.
Come on, a little more faith.
Pats 17, Colts 28. We're going on top this week.
Oh,
We're
wow.
taking it down.
No.
Okay, so
Jelani Woods, 2 tutties.
one final
Okay.
thing. I'm gonna read off the matchups this week. I want you to guess what the lowest ticket prices is per ESPN. So LA Chargers at Atlanta,
Okay.
Miami at Chicago,
Okay.
Carolina at Cincinnati, Green Bay at Detroit, Indy at Indy at New England, Buffalo at New York, New York Jets,
Yeah.
Minnesota at Washington, Vegas at Jacksonville, Seattle at Arizona, Rams at Tampa Bay, Tennessee at Kansas City. What's the lowest ticket game?
I know what it is.
Give me Chargers, Falcons.
It's Chicago.
You're both wrong. Andy is the second lowest.
Oh, there we
Want a
go.
second guess?
This is the Detroit game.
Carolina.
This is the Colts game.
Duval.
Oh,
You could get a Raiders Jags ticket for $26.
I'm in. I want to go.
I couldn't
swimming.
find a Colts ticket for less than $46 on the day of the game.
The
this past
lowest
Sunday.
for the Detroit game
That's
is
wild.
63. The lowest for the New England game is 107, but it's in Foxborough. Foxborough's an
Foxborough.
expensive stadium. I really want to go to SoFi Stadium once.
That'd be a really cool experience.
It looks like
Again.
something straight out of like a futuristic movie.
If you have the opportunity, go to Kansas City.
yeah, you are.
Arrowhead, fantastic.
Arrowhead.
Now that you bring up Kansas City, Adam Kelly, who was on the phone call, huge Kansas City fan, he said, calling it now, Kansas City beats the Bills in the AFC Championship,
that's
then
not
wins
happening.
the Super Bowl.
That's not happening.
He also says the Eagles are a fraud. Opinions on that, real
No,
quick?
Eagles are not fraud.
Eagles,
Not fraud.
Right now I have Buffalo.
maybe.
Last night, Andy did reference the 11-0 Steelers when talking about the Eagles. That's
Yeah.
all I'm saying.
No, because the Steelers looked like they were scraping too many wins out.
So
like the
you
Eagles,
guys, they barely beat you guys.
well, they barely beat us because we're one of the best losing teams in the whole league.
Yeah,
The
there you
best
go.
of the worst.
The best of
There's
the
something to
worst.
be said about that.
Well, this is a super longer one. And
This is a long one.
and I'm 23 minutes late to class. So
I told my mom
Don't think you're
I'd
going.
get in at like 3:30. Not happening. Mom, I'll text you when I'm on the road.
Yeah.
Thank you again, Mr. Riecke, as always, for joining
yeah,
us.
Absolutely.
pleasure, of course.
Yes.
I appreciate it.
We will. Does Marion sell like rugby jerseys? We
Marion
should
sells rugby merch.
We should
online.
get.
I
We
have
should get a
some.
Riecke jersey.
I have.
Also, quick shout out. We talked about it already. Plitt's going to the Renegades. We're getting Plitt jerseys.
Yes, we are doing that. We
we're
have
doing
to.
that.
But yeah, thank you once again,
Yeah.
Dan.
Daniel, thank you for having.
And again, and appreciate everyone for
Thank you
listening
for
to this
having us.
10-minute
Thank you for
extra
having us.
supersize
Double Dan.
podcast. Double Dan podcast.
I had a double Dan.
Double Dan. Can we call it the Double Dan podcast?
Double down on Double Dan.
Double Dan. Yeah, Double Dan.
We'll put it in the bio.
Yeah,
Or
well,
we'll
yeah,
put it in like
Double
the
Dan, yeah,
description featuring
whatever.
Daniel Riecke.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
Have a great birthday weekend, Dan.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Good luck trying to figure out what I'm going to put in the show notes for what we talked about.
I don't even
today.
know. We talked about a lot of different
Scuba
things.
diving, RA, referee,
Yeah,
NFL, college
also,
football.
go
rugby.
Carroll Chargers playing sectional match.
Come on, baby, let's go.
today.
Go Carroll.
Dan and I will be there, so go team. And as always, again, thank you, everybody. Follow us on socials, and for the love of God, see you next week.
See you.